God told the same man 3 times to be strong and courageous in the matter of just 9 verses. Now, why do you think he had to repeat himself 3 times? Well, probably because he wanted to make sure he understood that, and probably because he was scared. Look, we've all got that thing, whether it's the business that we almost keep doing, or maybe it's the conversation that we almost keep having, or whatever it is. The ministry, the move, the ask, the apology. It's like we've prayed about it. We've planned it. We've probably talked about it so long that talking about it's almost starting to feel like doing it, but it's not. And there's a man in Scripture who's standing exactly where we're standing, and his name is Joshua. And look, the book that carries his name, it opens with the worst news of his life. If you look at verse 2, so Joshua chapter 1, verse 2, God's first words to Joshua is, "Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land that I'm about to give them." Now I want you to catch that, because God names the loss and then gives the assignment in the same breath. He says, Moses is dead, now go. He's not saying don't mourn. He's just saying grief and mission, they can coexist with each other. Okay, so now here's the thing. So for 40 years, Joshua was the assistant. Moses is the one who heard from God, and Joshua carried the clipboard. Okay, so every hard call, it had someone else's name on it. But now the cover's gone. And God doesn't give Joshua a season to figure out who he is without Moses. He just gives him a river to cross. He gives him his next task. And here's the part that stings, okay? Because a lot of us are in the same boat. It's like we are waiting for something before we move. It's like, well, if I just had a little bit more money, if I had more clarity or more confidence, I'm just waiting for the right season. And sometimes God's answer is verse 2. The thing that you were waiting on isn't coming. Now then, go, get ready, let's move. And then we got verse 3. God says, I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Now I want you to read that slow. Every place where you set your foot. Look, the land was already promised, but the promise gets delivered in the footsteps. God had given it, but Joshua still had to walk into it. No steps means no land. And that's how most of God's promises work. It's like he doesn't hand us the whole map. He's waiting for us to take the step. Now we get to verse 5, which this is the anchor under all of it, which says, as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Now notice what God doesn't say. I mean, he doesn't look at Joshua and say, hey man, you've got this all figured out. You're ready. Like, go ahead. You've got it. He says, I will be with you. Here's the thing, courage in Scripture, it's never built on our ability. It's built on the presence of God. Okay, verse 6 tells us be strong and courageous. Verse 7, be strong and courageous. Verse 9, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. 3 times. And verse 9, it gives away the game. Have I not commanded you? Like courage is not a personality type. It's not a feeling that we wait for. It's a command which we obey, which that tells us that we can do things scared. Like fear can ride along in the truck with us. It just doesn't get to drive. And I don't want you to skip what's sitting in the middle of this. Like, because right in the middle of these 3 commandments, verse 8 tells us, keep the book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night. Right between the courageous, God says, stay in the word. That's not a filler. That's the fuel line. But courage that isn't fed by Scripture is just adrenaline. And here's the thing with adrenaline. It runs out right around day 3. So here's where I'm going to land with this, okay? Because you already know your thing, whatever it is, the business, the move, whatever you got going on. It came to mind the second that this started. God's not waiting for me or for you to feel ready. He wasn't waiting for Joshua to feel ready. He never asked him to feel anything. He just said, I've given it. I'm with you. Now go. The river doesn't part while we're standing on the bank. You have to think about that. You got to move your feet first. It's okay to be scared, but don't stall it, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Just do it scared. Like God's already on the other side of the water. He's just waiting for you. He's literally standing right next to you, on your side, ready to help you get through it.